What's up, guys? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess, and it's day 2 of the Keto Rewind Clean 30. So if you made it this far, let me know, how did day 1 go? Have you started yet? Are you excited? Just give me some feedback. What do you think? Keep in mind, I know I've got a lot of people asking about the egg noodles from, I think it was day 4 or day 5. Stay tuned. I promise they are keto and it's just egg. Don't buy anything fancy. All you need is eggs. So I put the shopping list, and I'm serious. I would have put it on there if it was not, if I would have put on if you had to purchase something in the shopping list. So anyways, stay tuned. You're going to be mind blown when you see these egg noodles, literally. So, but anyways, let's get to day 2. I'm gonna start making lunch. It is now noon. So that's the end of my fasting window and the beginning of my feasting window. So I'll take you through today and we'll discuss everything. Stay tuned to the end. Don't forget, I'm showing you how to do the macros too, and then an explanation at the end. So I am gonna start lunch and flip this camera around. Okay, so if anybody has ever been to Zoe's Kitchen, I think it's a chain restaurant here in Texas, but I think they have them in more than just Texas. But they have a protein power plate that's really good, and we made a keto version of that protein power plate. So all you're gonna need is a bag of shredded coleslaw or shredded cabbage, some olive oil, some red wine vinegar, some sweetener of your choice, and salt and pepper. And obviously, if you're following this, you've made the turkey burgers from yesterday or day 1. So whichever one of these is the cards, we're going to use the leftover turkey burger to make this, and then some feta cheese, which is made from sheep. So I find it a great cheese to use on keto. That's a little, you feel like I'm getting cheese, but hey. So anyways, here's how you're going to make it. I'm going to put the exact recipe in the description down below. It'll also be on my website, ketorewind.com. And then also, we're just going to walk through it here. But this makes a serving size for 2. You're going to want one of the regular size shredded cabbage mixes. And the one that's just cabbage, if you can find it. If it's not the end of the world, if it's purple or green, or maybe has some carrots, you can pick carrots out, whatever, or just get a whole head of cabbage and shred it yourself. You do you. For me, I'm able to find shredded green cabbage without any hard, it's easy to get it here in Texas. So the next thing you do is take your olive oil, your red wine vinegar, your monk fruit, salt, pepper, mix it up, and then pour that over the shredded coleslaw, shredded cabbage, if you will. Put your reheated, or if you want to have it cold, you could do it cold, but I reheated my turkey burger, and then put 30 grams or 1 ounce of feta cheese crumbled on top. It's so easy, a great on-the-go lunch. And anyways, I'll show you next how to track the macros for this. Now, this is pretty cool because we've already entered the turkey burger. If you tracked your macros from yesterday, it's already in there, and that's how easy this is going to be. So we're going to create a recipe. So you're going to go to Foods, and then you're going to click the plus button, Create Recipe, and we're going to call this Keto Rewind Power Plate. And this is going to make 2 servings. And the next thing is we're going to add our ingredients. So I'm going to click My Foods, and we're going to get my turkey burger. Let's see, Keto Rewind turkey burgers. And I'm going to put 2 servings in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to search for, and you have to hit it. You guys switch over to search. Dole Angel Hair Cabbage Coleslaw. All right, so this was the one I used, and I changed this to ounces because my bag had 10 ounces in it. So we're gonna just change that to ounces. So now I'm putting 10 ounces in there. And the next thing we're gonna do is extra virgin olive oil. And I used the Kirkland brand. So I put the brand name in there. And it's this one, I'm sure, because I've done it a gazillion times. And I put, I put 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup. And remember, this is you put the total amount in here. The next thing I'm going to do is put Trader Joe's red wine vinegar. You could use apple cider vinegar. You could do anything like that. Just make sure you put the right amount in. So I used 3 tablespoons. And the next thing I did was the Canto Classic Monk Fruit. There it is, comes right up. And I put 2 teaspoons. And then pink Himalayan Trader Joe's. And I put a half teaspoon. Remember to get your pink salt in. Oh, that's tablespoon. We want teaspoon. Add, and I'm not going to bother putting pepper in. So next we're going to do is we're going to feta cheese. And mine's organic. I should have scanned my... Here it is. It's this one. Okay, so I put in, change this to grams, and I put 60 grams. And add it. And now save it. Now we're good. So back to today. So we're going to go back to lunch and hit add food. And we're going to go to my foods. And we're going to switch to our recipe we just fixed. And then we're putting 1 serving. So now there she is. We're done. All right, and now we will continue on with my day, and I'll be back with the next recipe and then the macro. So see you in a bit. So I'm going to preheat or get my gas burner going, and I'm going to drizzle in the bottom of the pan avocado oil, and I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons, 2 to 3 tablespoons. It really depends. So I'm going to make 6 servings here. So while that's heating up, we're going to go ahead and drop in my diced up peppers. Like I said, I wish I normally have green, but with the shortage at the store, I was only able to get red and yellow peppers, which is okay. Nobody died from it. But ideally, you would want green in normal times. So saute that in the oil. And then next thing we're going to do is steam some broccoli. This is frozen broccoli. I'm going to pop it in the microwave for like 5 minutes just to warm it up. My chicken tenders are just plain chicken with no salt seasoning. I'll put a screenshot here. That's it. They're just going to grill them and saute those vegetables. And then once the broccoli has been steamed, pop it back in the pan. This way, if you do it this way, it doesn't get it all wet. So do the same thing with the frozen riced cauliflower. It just keeps the moisture down so you don't have a big soupy mess. When sometimes we use frozen vegetables, it becomes soupy. So steam it first and then just bring it all together in the pan. So same thing. And then once the cauliflower is also done, about 4 or 5 minutes for each one, you're going to put that in. But I'm going to add my egg first. I like to add eggs to stir fry just to beef up the protein. It also gives it a nice texture. So I'm doing 4 eggs here in my keto cauliflower and rice stir fry. And just scramble them in there. A lot of the Asian restaurants do that, so I've kind of been inspired by that. And then I'm going to sprinkle salt, pepper, and a little onion powder and garlic powder. Those are typically the spices I go for. They don't tend to wreck macros. I need lots of pink salt in my diet when you're keto. So that's what I go for. So basically onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper in like all of my recipes. They're just every time. So next thing, we're going to just mix that all around and let that egg scramble up. And once it comes together, we will add in our frozen rice cauliflower that's been steaming. So I just used my microwave to save time, but you know, if you do you. So anyways, let's get that rice cauliflower in the pan. And the texture on this is really, really nice. And I'm trying not to make a big mess here. My graceful dump. So anyways, mix that all around so everything's nice and incorporated, and judge if it needs some more fat. You never really know how much moisture seeps out. So I feel like this is a little dry, so I'm going to add 2 more tablespoons of grass-fed butter to this. Remember, I started with 2 tablespoons of oil already. It does add up quickly, so that's why you're going to want to track these macros. And just keep track of what you add. It adds up quick. So then once that's melted, it is done. It's that easy. And like I said, this is 6 servings. I'm going to enter it as a recipe in Carb Manager so that as I eat this throughout the week, we will be able to just easily log it. So those 3 chicken tenders literally just had the no salt seasoning on it and grilled. And there's 6 ounces of chicken there and 1 serving of the cauliflower veggie rice. And just for a little heat, I'm going to throw some sriracha on the top. That does add an extra carb or so, but I'm not too worried. It just gives it so much more flavor. So that's it. Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off. I will go ahead and log my keto coffee. Refer to day 1 for that recipe. It's really simple. Black coffee, heavy whipping cream, and a scoop of unflavored collagen. That's it. So being that I log it every day, I created the recipe, and it just makes it so much easier to log. So we're going to go ahead and log dinner. And today we had grilled chicken. So this one's not really a recipe, so I'm going to log it individually. So I know I had Kirkland chicken tenders. Boneless, skinless, there it is. And then I had, I'm not sure what their serving is, so I always change it. I had 6 ounces of chicken. And then I also had the Kirkland no salt seasoning. And I believe it's not, yeah, I'm going to put a half teaspoon on each. Actually, since I had 3 of them, I need to change that to just 1 tablespoon and log that. And then I also had, and I already created the recipe for the sake of making this video not so long. But I did make this recipe, and I'll show you real quick what's in it. There's 6 servings of the one I just made. All of the individual ingredients are in here. So I just had 1 serving, even though this makes 6, I had 1, and I add it. And that's what I had today. So let's review the macros. At this point, I assess my carbs, my fat, and my protein. I've had 11 of 19 net carbs. I've had 77 of 118 grams of fat, 92 of 95 grams protein, and 1138 calories of my 1514. Now, I'm a little hungry, so I have room in my macros to have an extra, and this is when I will add a serving of nuts. And that just helps round out my day. So it gives me a little bit more fat when I'm low in fat. It doesn't push me over protein. It doesn't really mess with my carbs, but it does keep me in the range of what I'm trying to stay in. So there you have it. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed day 2 of the clean. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed day 2 of the Keto Rewind Clean 30. If you are new to this, go check out this video in the cards. It'll give you all the information about this. Come join along, ask your questions down below, and let's get on to day 3. So see you tomorrow. I'm Jess, and you're watching Keto Rewind.